Ahoy everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today, as I promised so long ago, I will be recording a video all about Japan and my holiday to Japan. As mentioned, I was a travel agent, so I did know quite a little bit about Japan and the different things that I could purchase to help make our trip as easy as possible. One thing I did decide to purchase, which I think was one of the best things that we decided to get, was the Japan Rail Pass, the JR Rail Pass. I highly recommend it. It meant that when we landed in the airport, we could go downstairs, get the initial train that we needed to get to where we needed to go, which was Shinjuku. From there, we were able to go to our hotel, check in, and then, because I had planned ahead, I'm very much a big planner, I worked out each of the destinations we had to go, the best trains that we would be able to get according to the times we wanted to leave. I found out the train numbers and all that sort of stuff. So then when we went to one of the train stations in Shinjuku, we were able to give the lady the list of the trains that we wanted to get on, and then we pre-booked our seats, pre-booked all of the trains, so we never had to worry about anything again. All we had to do was show the little pass that we got. Hold on. We were given this here, which is technically like our pass to get through. You literally just flash them this and they go, okay, off you go. It's really, really easy. I was super stressed out about it at first, but then I just kind of realized Japan is a very organized city and I never really had anything to worry about. As mentioned like 2 seconds ago, I am a very organized person, and I think that's why I like Japan so much. Everything just kind of made sense. Everything had a reason for something. Like they had the rail pass, and the reason they had the rail pass, you know, you go through and you just show them this and then they're like, okay, off you go. That's what I liked the most. The trains, always on time. If they're late, they apologise. They apologise. I used to live in Sydney. If they're late, they say, oh well, you should have planned ahead. Not in Japan. They say they're sorry for that sort of stuff. So that's one of the most things I loved about it. Now, when my partner and I were planning where to stay, we sort of looked in the areas that we thought we might want to stay the most and then just found hotels that sort of suited what we were looking for in the budget that we had at the time. One of the hotels that I would highly recommend is the Grand Bell Hotel in Shinjuku. It was in a really handy spot, super easy to walk into like the heart of Shinjuku and just find everything that's around you. There was so much good food around. It was very easy. And also in Shinjuku, it's called the Knot Hotel. That was really good as well. But I mean, it's completely up to you and what sort of area you want to stay in. I really recommend doing a lot of research and just having a good look at different areas and finding what part of Tokyo or what part of any of the cities that you want to be in and just see what suits you best. Oh, and as I mentioned before, one of my favorite all-time things about Japan was the 7-Elevens, the Lawsons, and the Family Marts. You have no idea how much I wish I could just walk across the road to my local 7-Eleven and they had the kind of things they did in Japan. I'm talking pre-made meals, I'm talking sushi, they had pastries, they had everything. If there was a meal that you wanted to be heated up or you needed something heated up, they would do it for you. They had stations for hot water if you had noodles. It was amazing. And I'm not even saying the best part. They had a fridge that wasn't a fridge, it was like a heated fridge for like hot coffee drinks. Maybe that's not amazing to you, but that was pretty amazing to me. And also, can we just not for a second talk about the vending machines? I mean, I have never seen a place where I could get a drink within 2 steps. You could always get water or some sort of flavoured crazy drink. There was always something. And not only could you get cold drinks, you could get hot drinks from the exact same vending machine. I remember one morning it was absolutely freezing and we said, you know what, let's get a coffee. And I got a hot coffee in a can from a vending machine, 2 steps out of our hotel. Like, in what other country does that happen but Japan? And not only do those vending machines have drinks, but there's also food vending machines. And one of the best ice creams I have eaten in my life was like a waffle sort of base. Like, it was like a waffle sandwich with ice cream inside, and it was honestly just one of the best things I've ever eaten. And again, food. Food, food, food. Japanese people know how to eat. In Japan, I had some of the best food I've ever had in my whole entire life. Ramen, takoyaki, okonomiyaki, all of it. Amazing. If you're in Shinjuku or you happen to go to Shinjuku, there's this little place called Ichiru, and it's just this tiny little 2-story place. It's in Shinjuku, just sort of out of the main area. It has the best ramen I've eaten in my entire life, and that's a big call. And not only is that ramen good, but we actually picked this up while we were there, and we thought, you know what, let's bring some ramen home. This, I'm gonna tell you, this is one of the best purchases that we made. You get the noodles, and they're individually packaged in individual satchels. You get the broth, which the first time we had this, I was amazed at how good it tasted. And then you get the special, you get the special Ichiran, like red spice powder. It is so good. If you ever go to Japan, please do yourself a favor and buy one of those, because it's, when you're missing Japan at home, sometimes the ramen just doesn't do it. That's one of the best at-home ramens I've ever had. We got that at a Don Quixote. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. They are also like wild shops. Don't know if you yourself have ever been to Japan, but I mean, we walked into this Don Quixote and I'd heard about it briefly, like, you know, in a couple of videos that I watched. But when we walked in, I was amazed. It's like first level Japanese souvenirs, second level Japanese food, different snacks, alcohol. Then you go up one more level and it's like kids' toys, maybe a couple more like Japanese souvenirs, Japan souvenirs. One more level, fancy clothes, Champion, Nike, all that sort of stuff. Watches, sunglasses, vapes, rings, jewelry. That one level is all that sort of stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you go up one more level, washing machines, toilets. One store, there's always like 8 or 9 levels, and it has so much stuff, it just doesn't make any sense. But I highly recommend going there because it's just wild walking around. You could spend so much time in there and not even find half the weird things that are in there. Highly, highly recommend. And of course, I haven't even gotten to the highlight of my trip. Hakuba. Hakuba was one of the most amazing places that we stayed at. So we were able to get the train, and we took the train from Shinjuku and we got to Hakuba station, which is where we then got a bus that was arranged with the hotel, which is super handy. It was called Hakuba Gateway Hotel. From there we got the bus into Hakuba town. We got picked up by our hotel, dropped off at the hotel. We were able to check in right away. We had some lunch. I had some amazing karaage chicken. It was so good. And then, yeah, from the hotel, like I mentioned in the other video, we were able to rent our skis, rent everything. It was super handy and it was so good, and I would highly recommend you stay there if you were to go to Hakuba. Every day, we were able to let the people at reception know when we think we might like to leave, and then we were able to just hop in a private van. A lot of the time it was just us, and then we got to go out and ski for the day, and then they would just come and pick us up at the end of the day. Like, it was genuinely one of the best things I ever did. And because I had never skied before, I decided to book myself a lesson, and when I tell you that was the best thing I did, that was the best thing I did. I don't think I would have survived if I hadn't booked a lesson. Skiing is harder than I thought. Not that I thought it was going to be easy, but it definitely was a lot harder than I thought. I only fell over once, and the one time I fell over was when I thought I could push myself a little bit further and go on a bit of a harder, steeper run, and someone nearly ran into me, and then I nearly ran into someone, and I just went and fell. And yeah, So after that I went back to the smaller ones where I felt more confident and comfortable. And I stayed there for the rest of the trip. Yeah, we were there for about a week, 5 days, and that was more than enough time. 3 days of skiing. But like I said, it was absolutely beautiful at the top of the slope. On the first day it was snowing when we first went up. We had a beautiful soft bed of snow. I don't know how to say it. I'm not a professional skier, nor do I know anything really about skiing. But one thing I do know is if you French fry when you're supposed to pizza, you really are going to have a bad time. And I did experience that a few times. But all you got to remember, pizza, French fry. Pizza, French fry. 2 of my favourite things. One thing I was actually really surprised about, but also not at all, was how many Australians were at Hakuba. We met so many people every different night when we went out for dinner or if we went to different places to explore. Pretty much everyone was Australian. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because Australians love ski holidays and they love to travel to those sorts of places. But it was just really cool to see. There was a majority of Australians compared to any other nationality. But I guess that just goes to show you that's the kind of place where we like to go. Now there is actually so much that I really could talk about, so if there is anything specifically that you did want me to talk about a Japan holiday, I am more than happy to. Please let me know in the comments, let me know on Twitter, even on Instagram where I'm also active. All of my handles are in the little description bar below. But like I've mentioned, Japan was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Everyone was so nice, and if you just know how to say thank you and even try to say a few words, they're really appreciative. But it's a really beautiful country, and I really think that if you ever get a chance to, you should head over there and check out Japan. It's beautiful. Even if you just stick to the Golden Triangle, do Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka, it's still amazing. Hopefully I would one day like to go down to the south. I really want to go to Okinawa because I think it would be so beautiful, and I would love to swim with the whale sharks down there. I know you can do that up north here in Western Australia, but can you imagine doing that in Japan? Saying that you went to Okinawa, the home of Mr. Miyagi, and then you were able to swim with whale sharks. And I know the Okinawa in Karate Kid was filmed in Hawaii, but it doesn't matter. It's still cool, okay? But anyway, I think I've talked enough. But like I said, if you want any more videos about Japan or anything specific, please do let me know because I've got so much that I can talk about. But I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, week, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you soon. Bye!